Hi, wild and wise men and witches. It's nice to be with you again on the video. I thought I would do something a little different from just doing an intuitive reading. I am going to use this particular oracle deck today. This is the Enchanted Spell Oracle, Medieval Head Witch Magic, created by Priestess Moon, Rockpool Publishing. Really like Rockpool Publishing, but what I thought I would do today is pull just a single card, kind of read from the book so you can learn a little bit more about the deck and the contents of the book, because I really do like this deck. I find it not only useful for divination purposes, but also for herbal work, because they always have some kind of herb or plant associated with each card. Often they have an OM, part of the OM alphabet, associated with each card, and a little, spell or ritual or cocktail, herbal cocktail you can put together with the associated herb or plant. So again, Enchanted Spell Oracle. I've already shuffled the deck, so let's see what card we do have. This is one of my favorites. And I'm really hoping you can see the imagery well. This is called Opulence. You see she's upside down, a joyful, playful kind of energy. More than abundance, opulence is awe-inspiring. It's something that makes you go, wow, that is amazing. Colorful, something really, really beautiful, something really, really polished or shiny or glittery. Opulence. So let me pull the book and let's kind of take a look at what kind of information Priestess Moon gives on this particular card in the Enchanted Spell Oracle. And I'll hold the card up again here in a little bit. So opulence, so it's associated with luxury, material riches, and plenty. So there's a time that a certain amount of materialism is okay. It is okay to spoil yourself, even as a single mom. I learned, and it took me a while to learn it, that, go spend $5 on yourself, even if that's just about, buying a Butterfinger at the checkout line. To me, that was opulent. It was an indulgence. It was a luxury. So every now and then, a little luxury is really good for the soul, and that's kind of what the energy of this card is about. So it's associated with the almond blossom. The sweet marzipan smell of almond blossom has long been thought of as a sign of renewal. Almonds were used extensively in medieval cookery as a substitute for milk, which many of us drink almond milk today, when periods of religious fasting required people to eschew or refrain from dairy products. Almonds resonate with the sacral chakra, that would be your solar plexus, the energy wheel responsible for pleasure and appetite. And as such, almonds symbolize plenty and opulence. Now, the symbolism of the card. The Priestess of Opulence, let me put her back up here. So, the Priestess of Opulence is upside down with a serene smile on her face. Sweet almond blossoms grow and thrive around her, and 2 overflowing cups rest on her wings. Purple, the color of opulence and royalty, is richly highlighted in this image. The Latin word for wealth, opulentia, is featured, as wealth is both a feeling of abundance and experiencing maternal riches. Above the priestess sits the powerful key of Solomon for good fortune. Okay? And so what it says about divination. When the opulence card appears, it is suggesting that you find small ways to bring more joyful luxury into your life. Perhaps you have been a bit miserly with yourself lately, worried about money and trying to stick to an unreasonable budget that allows no room for treats or fun. Small weekly luxuries that don't break the bank can make life all the sweeter. Thinking that money is the root of all evil, or deciding that anyone who has plenty of money is a crook, is a surefire way to make your relationship with money a rocky one. The Priestess of Opulence is portrayed upside down for a reason. Perhaps your ideas about wealth need to be turned upside down. For instance, delighting in paying the bills rather than grumbling about them is a real and effective way to attract positive energy of wealth into your life. And let's just say what that really boils down to is an attitude of gratitude. I was just having this thought the other day, a conversation the other day, that at my lowest, at my most needy, I've been in extreme need. I have been, unemployed for months and trying to make $35 stretch for an entire month worth of food. So I've been, there was a short period of time where I had to live in my car. So I understand um, how low you can get, probably not, still doesn't compare to homeless situations and such. But what I realized today is that my attitude of gratitude had kind of been slipping. So it's really funny that this card comes up because I just posted something on Blue Sky about realizing today that my attitude of gratitude had kind of been slipping because I have had little. And I learned, like around my 40s, that a little bit of luxury is a good thing. It feeds the soul in a way that, it says that money isn't all powering, all consuming. When you take $5 and maybe, I don't know, buy yourself a pair of fluffy socks, that little luxury is such a boon to your soul, to your existence. It makes you feel good. And it's just, a little bit about. Now, I also understand that sometimes it's hard to reconcile even $1 or $2 when you're really, really broke. And I'm not saying, obviously, that you should be careless with your money. But what I am saying is, if it's not a matter of money, then maybe taking some time that you wouldn't normally take for yourself is also another way to care for yourself. Self-care is also a way to pay yourself forward, with a little bit of energy and joy. Take some extra time for yourself, And one of my practices, which I do fall in and out of because it's so easy in a dysfunctional society, is to try to find a moment of joy every day, even if that's just watching a kitty video. But so opulence can mean many things. And of course, what they said about thinking of money as the root of all evil, of course, many of us do. I kind of lean that way. But the real idea here is having a healthy relationship with money. And I know that human design goes into that somewhat, but when we kind of put it in one place and one place only, it's evil. We do limit our relationship with it because we do have to function with it. It is something that we have to deal with in society. So I know there are many opportunities in various spiritual disciplines to really work on your relationship with money. So maybe this card is also an encouragement to develop a healthy relationship with money. But again, the whole purpose of this is making sure that you don't be miserly when it comes to a little bit of self-care. If you can afford, $1 for that extra candy bar, go ahead and do it. For me, it's always been like, well, I'm going to do it. And if I have to, go a little bit shorter on my coffee, one of my basic needs, that's okay. So anyway, so like I said, the book also that after each entry about the divination and the symbolism of the card talks about provides a spell. So this is called a joyful spending spell. Spending money in a joyful frame of mind will attract more of it to you, creating the essence of opulence in your life. Think of this card as a permission slip to spend a fixed amount of money you can afford on without any feeling of guilt or happiness. According to witchy folklore, carrying a piece of green cloth containing an unhulled almond in your purse will ensure you will always have plenty of money. So it always has like little folklore tips and things like that in it. But remember that they stressed any amount of money you can afford. And the key here is doing it without guilt or humiliating yourself. If you can afford $1, don't feel guilty about spending that dollar on yourself. That will also help you develop a healthier relationship with money and kind of prioritize the fact that you do need a little self-care every now and then. Obviously nature is opulent. Nature is wonderful, and every time you can get out to nature and enjoy the opulence of nature. But from a materialistic perspective, because the materialistic world that we live in, we're surrounded by, living like the Joneses. You don't need to do that. but you are deserving of indulging yourself every now and then. You can't go through life in a constant state of sacrifice because I can speak from experience and that is not healthy. So, anyway, one more time the opulence card. I don't care if it's, $1 on a candy bar or $5 on a fuzzy pair of socks, but if you can afford it and you would like to strengthen your relationship so that it is healthier when it comes to money and spending, I encourage you to spend just a little bit on yourself, whatever you can afford. Indulge in a little opulence because you deserve it. And everyone needs that kind of nourishment from time to time. So, again, the opulence card, the Enchanted Spell Oracle by Priestess Moon. And I'll do this again soon, probably with this deck, but I've got quite a few feminine divine oriented decks that I can use as far as oracle decks. So, wishing everyone a really good weekend. It's a Friday here. And hey, I hope that I will see you soon.